Hi, it's Tom Sheehy with the Sheehy Strategy Group. Hey, I want to talk with you this afternoon about the redistricting process in California, and specifically how redistricting process works with local governments. There was legislation that was passed about 4 years ago in 2019 by then Assemblyman Bonta, who's now the Attorney General. And that legislation was known as the Fair Maps Act. And among other things, it created a more robust procedure for drawing the lines for local government entities. And this was considered a good government thing to do because it made the process more transparent on how these political boundaries are being drawn. This year, a Los Angeles Assemblyman and now part of the leadership team of the new Speaker, Robert Rivas, Assemblyman Bryan, introduced AB 764, which is in furtherance of the Fair Maps Act. You might even call it the Fair Maps Act #2. And one of the things, though, that Mr. Bryan has put in this legislation is actually quite controversial. What he's done is he's created a new private right of action as an enforcement mechanism in the event that local government redistricting lines the procedures aren't followed as it's outlined in law. I and other advocates have been urging the legislature to take this private right of action out of the legislation. So what does that mean? A private right of action means that any individual or any organization, or essentially any stakeholder that doesn't like the way the lines are being drawn, can file a lawsuit. And that can end up being very time consuming and very costly, as litigation is. And so if you pull the private right of action out, the question is, how do the drawing on the lines get enforced? Well, the same way it's been done for the last 40 years. Existing law provides for a very robust judicial review of counties' redistricting processes. It's done through a writ of mandate using an existing civil code procedure. And the courts have never been shy about reviewing district boundaries when they've been asked to. So nobody is complaining about the court's lack of willingness to review district boundaries. Mr. Bryan hasn't said that the courts are unwilling to review these lines. And so the question is creating a new private right of action a solution in search of a problem? Well, we here at the Sheehy Strategy Group think that's so, and we think this legislation really should be amended to take that private right of action out and let the process that has been in place for 40 years of judicial review continue to be the enforcement mechanism for local government redistricting. In Sacramento, it's Tom Sheehy with the Sheehy Strategy Group. I'll talk to you next time.